She comes from a big family. She has 5 little brothers. And 4 years ago, Lujanne's world turned upside down when her parents brought her here from Saudi Arabia. They're Palestinians, and they came here, like so many families, looking for better opportunities. So Lujanne started out in grade 5, and she spoke neither English or French. And in the first couple of years, she lived in an apartment, then a motel, then a family shelter, and then, fortunately, Ottawa community housing. But during that time, it meant moving schools and leaving behind teachers and friends that she had become close to. Like many children arriving here in Ottawa, Lujanne was being asked to make a lot of really big adjustments. A new country, a new city, new language, and then multiple homes and multiple schools. Notre deuxième trame est talent en action. C'est bien sûr au cœur d'être unis, avoir un sentiment d'appartenance, sentir que nous avons notre place dans cette communauté et que nous avons un rôle à y jouer. With your support to belonging to community, we ensure that more Canadians find jobs that match their skills. It helps seniors maintain their independence, and people with disabilities become self-reliant and stay engaged by finding work. Today, only 42% of people with disabilities in our city are in the labor force. And by 2015, we'd like to help to bring that number up to 51%, helping those who want to play a role in their community. Just like a man named Scott. He was just a guy, like any of us here. He had a wife, a daughter, a job. Actually, he had 2 jobs. He worked in healthcare, and he worked on instructional TV at Carleton. He was out riding a motorcycle one day and was in an accident that caused brain trauma. And that was when his whole life changed in an instant. Scott recovered physically, but he was unable to concentrate and found it hard to communicate, had difficulty making decisions, and so he couldn't continue work in either of those jobs. He went from being an active father and husband to being unemployed and discouraged. Like so many of us here, Scott's sense of belonging was tied up with his ability to work. Our third focus area is turning lives around. You know, the heart of our belief in change is the universal story of redemption. The amazing ability of humans to change their destiny. Your support will help us reach our goal to end chronic homelessness in this city in the next 10 years, to ensure that people and families facing poverty, mental illness, and other crises, as well as young people with substance abuse problems, have a way out. People just like Marie-Josée, who is a young woman who had a really, really tough start in life. She grew up just outside of Ottawa with a father who beat her mother and her brother. And at the age of 12, her father started to sexually abuse Marie-Josée. Marie-Josée says that for many kids, when they're young, they're afraid of monsters in the closet. But for her, it was her dad. Not surprisingly, Marie-Josée started to mess up in school, and she started using drugs. At the age of 16, she was one of those kids you see living on the streets of Ottawa, hanging around men's shelters, panhandling, and doing hard drugs. Marie-Josée's life started out as a tragic one, because not all kids in our community grow up in safe environments. Lujanne, Scott, and Marie-Josée are all real people in our community, and you're going to hear more about them in a minute. What unites them is their will and their tenacity. The will of Luján to grow up great, of Scott to belong to his community, and of Marie-Josée to turn her own life around. What unites them as well is the help that they've received along the way, from caring people who worked and supported them directly, and for many others like all of you, whom they'll never meet. There's a little story I once heard that's always stuck with me. Rumi, who was a 13th century Persian mystic, told of a man who walked through a crowded marketplace with many beggars and widows and hungry-looking children. And finally, he called out in desperation, "Why, God, don't you do something for these people?" And God replied, "I did do something. I made you." And perhaps that's what it means to be united. It's truly understanding the real connection between us as humans. It's recognizing our common responsibility to each other. It's what brought each of us here this morning, and why this year's campaign will be another success. Because it's the knowledge that together we can make change happen. Merci beaucoup.
Voici Marie-Josée, elle a 16 ans. She likes music, writing, and when she grows up, she wants to become a police officer. In a few months, she's going to flee an abusive home life, end up homeless and addicted to drugs. Elle passera des jours à mendier ou à voler pour se payer des drogues. At night, she'll try to find an abandoned house to sleep in, or she'll spend a night on the streets. Elle sera arrêtée plusieurs fois. Elle sombrera dans la dépression et les envies de suicide. She needs to get help now, before it's too late. This is a true story. It's not happening in the future. It happened to me. I'm the girl in the picture. I got the help I needed to get off the streets and get off the drugs and live the life that I've always wanted. Mon centraide m'aide à trouver un nouveau départ.
My United Way does more than just raise money.
My United Way harnesses the power of we. It brings people together to make a difference.
Mon centre-aide me permet de participer de mon mieux en donnant de l'argent, du temps, des connaissances ou en défendant des intérêts importants.
My United Way helps everyone belong.
My United Way helps children be their best. At my workplace, we focus our charitable giving on children and youth. They are the future of our communities and our country, and we want to make sure that every child, no matter where they are from, can grow up great and succeed in school and in life.
This is one of my tests before I found out about the homework club. It was difficult because I had trouble with math and science, like solving problems and understanding the questions. Some of my dad's friends told him about some place where the children can come after school and get help with their homework. When I come to the homework club, I get help with math, science, language, and many other subjects. Going to school makes me feel proud that I'm done all my work. Now it's like mostly correct, and the work is complete, and I'm understanding the questions and the subjects. This is one of my tests today. Thanks to the help from the homework club, now I'm better at math and science, and that will help me with my career as a doctor or a scientist. My United Way is helping children succeed in school and in life.
My United Way works with the entire community to make change happen.
My United Way shows me that my contribution makes a difference. When I make a donation to charity, it's not a handout, it's an investment. And I want to know that my gift is going to make meaningful change. That's what I like about United Way. They have clear goals, and they show me how my support will make my community a better place.
Mon centraide fait tomber les barrières.
8 years ago, I was involved in a motorcycle accident, and I had a mild traumatic brain injury. As a result of that injury, I had a great deal of trouble concentrating. It had a devastating effect on my ability to hold a job. I felt that I wasn't part of the working community. I wasn't contributing, and I felt that my life was falling apart. I was referred to a job skills workshop where I could volunteer. And after a while, I demonstrated that I was capable of providing a good service. And before long, I was hired on a part-time basis. And as time further went on, I was given full-time employment. When you have a job, you get a paycheck. This represents self-respect. You're taking part in the community. You can go home, look your wife and daughter in the eye, knowing that they're proud of you. My United Way helps me put my skills to work.
My United Way opens doors for newcomers.
My United Way gives people hope.
My United Way gives me a voice.
Mon centraide aide les aînés à demeurer autonomes.
There are so many ways you can give. It's not just about money. For me, I give my time by volunteering in my community. It just feels wonderful to know that you're helping, that you're making a difference.
If we want to make this community a better place, we can't do it alone. We have to work together.
I will be united.
I will be united.
I will be united.
I will be united.
J'appuie centraide.
I will be united.
Will you?
Come on, down. See, no rehearsal. That's it? Hang on. All right. You were at the rehearsal. I know you know. Up, up. Up you go. We like that so far. Ready? Up you go. You know your part. Oh, yeah. There it is. The big number. Wow. Woo. It's a party. $33,100,000. Are we good for that? Are we good for that number?
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line at 613-759-8622 or email us your comments.